Okay, everyone, so let's start with this question. Now, as I've been saying it again and again, skim and scan, all right? This is the first thing that we should always do while doing the question, okay? So if you skim and scan, you can pretty much get an idea that this is about some sort of healing properties, medicinal plants. It's about, representation of plants and animals. I would literally go with something that's about plants and animals. All right, so let's have a look at this. What is this about? Now, if you look at this question over here, now this says from the earliest civilization, plants and animals have been portrayed as a means of understanding and recording their potential uses, such as their economic and healing properties. From the first illustrated dash of medicinal plants, the Materia Medica by Dioscorides in the first century through the late 14th century, the illustration of plants and animals changed very little. Illustration. So we have to kind of go with this word over here, illustration. And over here also they have mentioned something similar. So let's have a look at the answer options. From the very first illustrated dash of medicinal plants. We don't have recipe in medicinal plants, do we? No, we don't. We don't have any recipe with the medicinal plants. Catalog, maybe. Books, no. Years cannot be an answer because there is no numbers here. So recipe in years upon, so it has to be catalog or books. Now, if you look at the sense of the sentence, it is in the singular form. So I'll probably go with catalog. Okay. So this should be the pretty correct answer. Okay. Woodcuts in instructional manuals and herbs were often repeatedly copied over the centuries. Okay, now if you look at this, very likely an answer is correct. We said that it is about catalog, so catalog and manuals are the way to go about with it. Okay, resulting in a loss of definition and accuracy, so that they become little more stylized decoration. With the growing dash of copperplate engravings, the traditional use of woodcuts declined and the presentation of plants and animals became more. Okay, so let's have a look. The dash of copperplate engravings. All right. With the growing dash of copperplate, I can't use growing and increasing together because it doesn't sound like a good collocation. Both are in ing form. So we can't put demanded either because it's not in the past there. So we have to go with what's going on over here. So probably I will say popularity. I will not go with famous. People are famous, right? Or things are really famous. Now, with the decline, the representation of plants and animals became more. After the word more, usually you need, after the word more, usually you need an adjective, okay? It is in the comparative form. Let's have a look what could be in the comparative form. It became more dash. We can't say more celebrity because we don't have like a famous personality or a figure. We can't say it became more misguided because over here they're talking about the accuracy. So I would probably go with accurate because that makes the most amount of sense because they are carrying the same idea over here, which is about accuracy. So if you look at the hints in the collocation, they have kind of been giving you the hints all along the way, and you just need to be very careful. Then, with the emergence of artists such as Albert Dürer and Leonardo da Vinci, naturalists such as Otto Buchfels in botany and Conrad Gencer and Ulysses Aldrovandi in zoology, nature began to be dash in the more realistic style. To be dash, be dash. After the word be, what do you need? Pause here for a second. Try to recollect. What do you need after the word be? So let's have a look. To be dash in a more realistic style. So it has to be a verb in the third form. So we will go with this to be depicted in a more realistic style. Individual living plants or animals were observed directly and their likeness dash onto paper or medium. So you're talking about past. So if you have a look at this little space over here, observed. So the answer has to be in the past form. So it's either like past is like poured, carved, carved, or rendered. So carved, like when you have a wood or a tree, if you start like chipping it off and you carve a design out of it, So we're not talking about carving a design out of wood because it's usually done on thick stuff, right? Poured, you pour water. So that's the only thing that I'm left with is rendered. So hopefully rendered is the right answer. Let's have a look what happens. There you go. So the question is correct, and that's how you're supposed to do your collocations. Good luck, everyone.